Hi guys, welcome to today's video. In today's video, we'll look into a scenario in which Europe floods. Also, there's going to be a new series. And as we can see, the alliances, we got NATO, the Collective Security Organization. There's also more alliances like the Axis of Resistance, but I didn't show it. I'm showing them West versus East. As you can see, the situation for Ukraine would change significantly. Let's say, it's only Europe. Only this area is what we're talking about for the series. Only these countries, no outside connections. Unless they go to space. And we have Ireland looking kind of broken. The UK just broken. Maybe Scotland will just leave. So let's see. How would the Ukraine situation change? Well, it'd be pretty significant. As you can see, Russia split in two. But Ukraine probably has less support because it's harder to support a country when your economy is falling because you flooded. Pretty hard. Pretty hard. Pretty hard to fund a war too. But Russia isn't hit that hard. Look at it. Pretty much it's intact. Moscow's fine. Areas it uses significantly with people still unaffected. Some areas here, there's a few cities important. But let's say all of these troops manage to escape, let's say, and not be flooded. Let's say it was not instant, exactly, but quick. In a few days this happened, not in one day. Because, or even a few years. But Russia this is what the front line would look like, probably less, but anyways. Now, if Russia's starting to make an advance around the coast, like they did, Crimea is there, mostly flooded. So really, naval fighting would be more important. This being that area disconnected from the rest of Ukraine. There's nobody really supporting Ukraine because they're focusing on their internal problems from this flood. With Ukraine losing most of its important ports. Russia did too, but they still keep where their main, all-weather bases in Sevastopol. And quickly they advance in. Although Ukraine won't give up that easy and launches a counter-offensive, which takes this much land. But keep in mind, both nations have been destroyed by this flood, so basically, it'll continue. But the Russian north continues as they start trying a northern offensive, as they have nothing better to do. But let's say they took advantage of the situation where everywhere in Europe is starting to have chaos from the flood. I'd say they would have a good chance since everybody is looking internal, not external at this point if they're all flooding. But I mean, this wouldn't be an easy fight either. With the management to encircle Kiev this time, unlike the first time they tried, Ukraine would slowly fall, but not instantly fall. Probably be able to make the front line up to here, and they would probably move it back. But this time, they do another offensive from the north and south. They move along the coast. As Russia makes Belarus unimpacted, Czechia, Slovakia, Austria, Switzerland, Luxembourg, Croatia is mostly unaffected. Albania is pretty affected, but some nations in the near borders probably wouldn't want this to happen. Oh wait, I forgot about what Kaliningrad is. Kaliningrad is nothing now. This front line in Ukraine, they're attacking. With them making an encirclement. It's at this point Russia continues down the coast. They use their navy to take care. And they move up along Moldova, Transnistria area. At this point, Ukraine's had enough and is ready for peace. In this peace treaty, Russia gets to do what they want with it. Part of Ukraine stays independent, the rest is Russia. See, there's only a dot of the Netherlands on the map, with this being dissolved because Belgium goes in and annexes it. Belgium lost a lot of land to this flood, but not all of it. And with Scotland declaring its independence, a war breaks out, with the UK declaring war on Scotland. Nobody supports the UK, but anyway, as they caused it, a vote is held to the UK out of NATO because, well, they're being the aggressor, obviously. And at this point, there's nothing left of them, with them moving into Scotland, facing a lot of resistance. Especially when Ireland decides to join the war. Because they need Northern Ireland, let's be honest. They do, in this scenario. With them moving into Northern Ireland, quickly and swiftly they manage to take it out. The United Kingdom in a lot of trouble. With a vote to kick them out of NATO being held. With Wales declaring independence, but they're too occupied to do anything. With the island that looks like a swan being invaded. This is where London probably is, if it didn't sink already. And then they move into this island, Scotland and Ireland. And then the UK decides to give Scotland independence, give Ireland Northern Ireland, and be known as the Kingdom of England. That's their new name. Because it's a constitutional monarchy, but the leader put in charge is not against succession. Because the full nation has succeeded, let's be honest. With England, since the start of the war, the United Kingdom being kicked out of NATO. Which is a big deal, but really, what will they do? And also, the Ukraine thing I'll have fixed by next video, because it doesn't really make sense to fix stuff major in the middle. Let's see, we'll fix Ireland's border, because that's important. But anyway, let's get back to what we're doing. With NATO starting to see that it's not really working that well. Russia's alliance is staying together more because Russia's forcing them to stay together, but NATO is less forceful. Some nations leaving. France hasn't left yet? No, but they probably would. Let's see. With Serbia starting something, because why wouldn't Serbia be the first to start something in the Balkans? With them already taking Kosovo back. Because when the flood happened, nobody was paying attention to the standards of Kosovo. Let's say that's what happened. If the Srpskan rebellion, after they vote to join NATO, before they're admitted into NATO, right before Serbia invades. And Croatia invades too. Which gets Croatia in a lot of trouble. But NATO will kick them out because they're not a major member. Which is exactly what NATO does. They kick Croatia out. Montenegro decides to leave. And yeah, starting to get a lot worse leaving, including Hungary, which doesn't see much benefit considering what Hungary does see. The weaker nations see more benefit than like the stronger ones, with like Spain deciding it's not really benefiting them. Turkey decides they're not really getting much beneficial, is not benefiting them as much anymore. With Czechia, Slovakia leaving. With Germany and France and Italy going to stay. Portugal leaves. Poland leaves. No, Poland doesn't leave, though. It makes sense. Poland seeks the defense, and Ukraine does, but only part of Ukraine, which we can't really show. With nations slowly leaving, it seems like NATO's probably only going to last a few more years in this series. With Bulgaria deciding to buy Romanian territory for billions of dollars. For $500 billion, they're sold this piece of land. And Bulgaria looks much better now. With Turkey doing what they want, basically, now. With Turkey seeing, since they're not in NATO, they can do pretty much what they want. With them invading Syria and Lebanon. Iran doesn't do anything, because why would they? Right now, they're struggling, probably. With Iran needing to intervene, but like let's say they have a revolution. So Iran as a revolution is overthrown and decides against helping it. As a new government's instilled, that's a democracy. And then the democracy probably falls. But anyways, a democracy, the people overthrew the government of Iran, and they decide not to intervene. Which seems realistic. With Turkey invading Syria and Lebanon to show strength, because it's lost a lot. So the water has not lost much, but it wants to show off strength. With Russia also trying to show off strength, but making a puppet. And that's pretty much all for today's video. Please like, subscribe, and comment. If you like this video, that's all for today's video. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Wild Mapper out. And until next video, bye guys!